let's go back to the man in the White House or wherever he is. He's at Camp David right now. He has had an interesting relationship with the folks over at MSNBC on Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski. He today talked about, he talks regularly about how terrible the show is. He doesn't watch it. Today, immediately after watching it, he responded to it. John Kelly was on. Let's listen to Willie Geist and Mark Halperin talking about John Kelly.
Mark Halperin, was it always too much to expect that General John Kelly, as great American as he is, to be able to control Donald Trump, whatever that means, to control what goes out through his Twitter feed, to keep the reins on him during a big political rally in Phoenix or at a press conference at Trump Tower?
Veterans of past White House laugh at the notion that the stuff that's being instituted would be being instituted many months into an administration. Right. This is basic stuff about flow to the president and about controlling the access to the Oval Office. They can change the system, but Kelly can't control the president watching TV. He can't control the president tweeting. He can't. He's not going to try. And the reality is, fixing the process will help, but the president dominates the situation through his own communication, and I think that it's going to not end well.
Well, you'd think that the president didn't see this because he doesn't watch it. And the proof that he doesn't watch it is on the president's Twitter feed. Let's go back to May 9th, 2016, and I'll take you through. This is May 9th of 2016, about a year and a half ago. Donald Trump, wow, I hear Morning Joe has gone really hostile ever since I said I won't do or watch the show anymore. They misrepresent my positions, exclamation point. Then, again, June 3rd, less than a month later, I don't watch or do Morning Joe anymore. Small audience, low ratings. I hear Mika has gone wild with hate. Joe is Joe. They lost their way. Right?
His tweets are pretty funny.
Days later on June 8th. He doesn't watch it, this guy. Nobody is watching Morning Joe anymore. Gone off the deep end, bad ratings. You won't believe what I am watching now.
I'm gonna guess Morning Joe.
Right. Keep guessing. You're exactly right. More again. This is in August of last year. August of last year. Morning Joe's weakness is its low ratings. I don't watch anymore, but I heard he went wild against Rudy Giuliani and Second Amendment. Sad and irrelevant. They're irrelevant on August of 2016. Later in August of 2016, their irrelevance still piques his interest. Tried watching low-rated Morning Joe this morning. Unwatchable. Morning Mika is again off the wall. She's been off the wall since months earlier. A neurotic and not very bright mess. Just because of the effect of these. Now he's president June of 2017.
Is Mika off the wall in the Michael Jackson sense of living off the wall?
Well, she's more bad in the Michael Jackson sense. Yeah.
Okay. She's a thriller.
She's a PYT. Come on, your turn, James.
I'm out.
You really? There's got to be a man in the mirror.
She's got to beat it.
She's got to beat it. There you go. All right.
Making these jokes is easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's true.
It's ABC.
Yeah, all right. I think we're done.
I think we're all dating ourselves.
I think we're done.
Okay.
We're done. Donald Trump, as president, I heard poorly rated Morning Joe speaks badly of me. Don't watch anymore. The guy says he doesn't watch anymore in each one of these. Then how come low IQ crazy Mika along with Psycho Joe? Right? And now, this is a man who doesn't watch. In June of this year, as president again, watched low-rated Morning Joe for the first time in a long time. Fake news, he called me to stop a National Enquirer article. I said no, bad show. And then this morning, this is the man who does not watch Morning Joe, couldn't care less what they say, low-rated, terrible. This morning, after we heard Halperin and Geist talk, General John Kelly is doing a fantastic job as chief of staff. There's tremendous spirit and talent in the White House. Don't believe the fake news. I just love this. This guy can't tell the truth even about things that he's criticizing for them not telling the truth.
I can't get over Mark Halperin going without a jacket on a news show. That was kind of crazy, right?
And that shirt was kind of controversial. It was like a parquet floor on his chest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Somewhere in America, Mark Halperin is sitting in front of his laptop saying, I can't believe Steve-O isn't wearing a jacket.
Everybody can believe that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I forget what we were talking about, but this is funny. I didn't see all those tweets. Wasn't there a tweet about that he made about her getting the plastic surgery?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
She's bleeding.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, bleeding was yes, she was bleeding, right? At the White House, maybe.
No, Mar-a-Lago when she went.
At Mar-a-Lago, right. Yeah, I didn't include that. This was just about nobody watching.
Yes,
and this is about a president who gets all of his information from cable news. He gets it from Fox News.
The shows.
And he still watches this show. And I suspect he still gets some from Breitbart, even though the Breitbart has left the room. So I just loved the hypocrisy in there. The first thing he did today was talk about how bad Morning Joe was, talking about his chief of staff who has no control over him.
I have to say that Trump's tweets are pretty funny, though. Right? I mean, they're wrong and they're terrible, but they're funny.
I don't think they're funny. I think they're all.
Those tweets against terrible. Morning Joe are pretty funny.
I don't think they're funny. Like, I really don't think
they're funny because of how pathetic it reveals.
It's absurd. It's outrageous and ridiculous and funny in that way. You know, it's not like brilliant humor. It's just ridiculous.
We didn't get to the story yesterday, but Valerie Plame, you'll remember Valerie Plame, right? She's a former CIA agent who was outed by the Bush administration.
That's actual treason.
That was treason, and nobody went to jail. Well, Scooter Libby was indicted, but was pardoned at the end of the Bush administration, was he not?
I don't think he got the pardon.
I don't think he got the pardon. I think he was up for it, and there was a lot of political pressure.
So I'm wrong about that, but it was a case and it was an argument, but Dick Cheney escaped any kind of scrutiny for that, of course. In any case, she has started, it's not a GoFundMe, but it's like it's one of the relatives of GoFundMe, to buy Twitter. To raise, the goal was $1 billion so that she could buy Twitter, have enough of a voting interest to close the account of Donald Trump, because she thought it was so dangerous to what was happening in America. She was up to like $8,700. And I don't think that's a reflection on the people agreeing that they want Trump off of Twitter so much as it's, well, if they're trying to raise $1 billion, my $10 isn't going to get them anywhere. So, but I disagree with you guys about his Twitter. I don't think it's funny. I find it offensive. I think it's childish. I think it makes us look terrible, and it brings out the worst in everybody.
I agree with everything you said. I agree, but it's funny on a pathetic level. But you're right. It's not funny like, oh, Trump's a funny comedy writer. It's funny because he's funny in a pathetic way.
Right.
That's what all those tweets told me. Like, and plus, it is so juvenile. It's almost like South Park is writing those tweets, right? So it's so unpresidential. It's so the opposite. It is like a cartoon character is our president,
right? And it doesn't make Americans feel good. Right?
No,
no. And that's the bottom line. I mean, the president's not going to make every American feel good ever, or maybe even most of them. But this guy's veering off in the other direction about that stuff, and maybe that's hokey or something, but I just think it's terrible. So anyway, I hope Valerie Plame gets her $1 billion.
If you like this video, you'll love the whole TYT network. Check it out at tytnetwork.com/join.